Hello students, welcome to RDBMS online classes. In this today's session, I would like to explain about the concept of SQL. What is SQL? Why we need to use the SQL? Now, in this today's session, we will discuss. Now, let us start our session. Okay. So all of you carefully observe here. What is SQL? Please concentrate on the selected text. Then you will get correct awareness about this concept. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is used for storing and managing data in a relational database management system. It is used for storing the data, managing the data in RDBMS softwares. It is a standard language. It is a standard language for relational database system. It enables a user to create, read, update and delete relational databases and tables. So especially you can use 4 operations on the database. What are the 4 operations? In previous classes already we have discussed about the CRUD operations. CRUD, C-U-R-D or C-R-U-E-D. C-R-U-D. CRUD operations or CURD operations. Nothing but if you want to create a database, for that we can use the create command. If you want to create the database, or if you want to create the user, or if you want to create the table, for that we can use the create command. If you want to see the data after insertion of data, now we need to see the data. For that we are using the select operation. So in that case we can use the read. So that select operation is called read operation. Nothing but retrieving the data. From the database. Retrieving is nothing but it is fetching the data from database. So if you want to do any update operations, so already your database you stored, already some data you stored in your system. So after that you need to do some changes on that database. If you want to do any changes on that, for that we can use the update operation. And final operation is what? Delete operation. If you want to remove any data, or if you want to remove any record, or if you want to remove any table, or if you want to remove any user, so for that we can use the delete operations. So especially in RDBMS softwares, we can do 4 types of operations: create, read, update and delete. These 4 are main operations in RDBMS softwares. So in this first letters are what? C, R, U, D. So C, R, U, D means CRUD operations. So that's why I told you before about this CRUD operations. C, R, U, D means create, read, update and delete. So these 4 operations mainly we can perform on the relational database management system. Nothing but in any database we can perform these 4 operations: create, read, update and delete. So these 4 operations are called CRUD operations or CURD operations. CRUD operations or CURD operations. CURD operation is nothing but C means create, U means update, R means read, D means delete. That order is different, but we can pronounce like a CRUD operations or CURD operations. Okay, especially each and every database we can perform on the database only these 4 operations. So that's why these 4 operations simply we can pronounce like a CRUD operations or CURD operations. All that RDBMS like MS SQL, like MySQL or Informix, Oracle MS Access and SQL Server use SQL as their standard database language. What is SQL? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language. Why we need to learn this software? For example, a person want to talk with some other person. For example, a person want to talk with some other person. A person want to talk with some other person. In that case, one communication language must and should be required. So, if you want to talk with your friend, here, any one of the language you are using now? English or Telugu or Hindi or any regional languages, okay, or any local regional languages we can use to convey our message to our friend. Here what is the concept? One person want to talk with some other person. For that we can use the one communication language. It may be a English, Telugu, Hindi, Urdu, whatever the regional languages we are using that in our local place. So we can use that regional languages also to convey our message to our friend. Here two persons are involved in this operation. If you want to talk with your friend, for that one language we are using. So this is person to person communication. If you want to talk with person to database, if you want to talk with person to database, this is our database. Okay. If you want to talk with person to database, for that database related language we must have to know. We must have to learn. That is called SQL, Structured Query Language. Structured Query Language. So this is person to person. This is person to database. If you want to talk with the database, for that we need to learn SQL language, because of database can understand only query language. So a person want to talk with database, the person need to send instruction in the form of queries. So that's why a person want to communicate with the database, structured query language must have to learn by the person, nothing but a user. If a person want to talk with some other person, some regional languages are enough. But a person want to talk with database, compulsory database related language a person need to know. Then only a person have to communicate with the database with the help of structured query language. So that is the importance of structured query language. In the market, there are number of databases softwares are available. In this document, I have given a few more examples to understand by you only. So, how many types of database softwares available in the market? MySQL, Informix, Oracle, MS Access, SQL Server, and PostgreSQL, NoSQL. So like that there are number of RDBMS softwares available in the market. RDBMS softwares. So each and every database software must have to use their own structured query language. Almost all syntaxes are same. Almost all structured, all SQL queries are same. A few differences we have. But according to our software, nothing but we are using Oracle software in our lab now. So that's why Oracle related syntaxes we have to know in this session. SQL allows users. SQL allows users to query the database in a number of ways using English like a statements. Here SQL queries also a simple English words we can use in the SQL queries. We can use a simple English words, so that's why it is easy to learn. That's why structured query language is also easy to learn by the user. It is easy process. While learning time, it is very easy syntaxes we are using, because of in this SQL queries also we are simply using English words, not more than that. Okay, so that is SQL definition. List and explain the basic data types supported by SQL. So actually, if you want to create any databases, or if you want to create any tables to store our data, to store our business related data, for that we must have to create tables now. So in the tables, what we have? Tables contain rows and columns. Rows and columns. Columns are nothing but attributes. So if you want to insert the data in that attributes, if you want to insert the data in that attributes, first we need to create the table. So here how many types of data types it can support by the Oracle software? Not only Oracle software, what are the different types of databases available in the market? So all databases can support different types of data types. But according to our Oracle software, we must have to know these many data types. The first one is what? Data types mainly classified into three categories for every database, not only Oracle. For every database, the data types are classified these four categories. In these four categories, the first one is what? Text related data types. Second one, numeric data types. Third one, date and time data types. Fourth one, LOB data types. Don't confuse. Till now we have learned text related data type, number related data types, and date and times data types. Already we have learned in previous classes. We have discussed about all those things in previous classes. Here one extra thing we have what? LOB data types. So this is also one of the one of the database related data type. So one by one we can understand now. So the first one is what? Text data types. Text data type. Oracle software can support these 5 data types to insert a text related data. Nothing but alphabetics. ABCDs. Okay. So char data type is one of the data types. Nchar is also one of the data types. Okay, data type. And varchar2, varchar, nvarchar2. Each and everything having some different functionality. So if you want to use the char data type, it can support 2000 bytes of data. 2000. The range is character data type can support 2000 bytes of data. Nchar is also same 2000 bytes of data. It is used to store character data within a predefined length. It can be stored up to 2000 bytes. That is char related data type. Next, nchar. It is used to store national character data. National character data within a predefined length. Here normal characters, here a national characters. National characters. National characters are nothing but what? The first one is ANSI related. American National Standard Institute. That ANSI related American ASCII. Sorry. What is the difference between char and nchar? It is a national characters means. Wait. I will explain clearly about this. Then only you can get an awareness. So to show that examples, now I am connecting the internet to my laptop. Yes, connected. Now what is the difference between char and nchar in Oracle? Char data type and nchar data type. Nchar is used to store fixed length Unicode data. Unicode data. Char, on the other hand, it is a fixed length of character data. Character data. When data is stored using char, it takes n bytes, while nchar takes 2n bytes. 2n bytes. So char accepts up to 8,000 characters, while nchar accepts up to 4,000 bytes. Actually, these two are related to Oracle related. Carefully observe here. Here nchar data type is Unicode related. So if you want to know about the Unicode means, search in Google, then you can get an awareness. Unicode and ASCII difference. So character data type is related to ASCII. The difference between Unicode and ASCII is that Unicode is the IT standard that represents letters of English, Arabic, Greek and mathematical symbols, historical scripts, etc. Whereas ASCII is limited to few characters such as uppercase and lowercase letters, symbols and digits. So compared to ASCII, Unicode characters are very high range performance it is showing. Unicode characters are showing high range performance. ASCII is a superset and Unicode is a subset. So first ASCII keywords they have defined it. After that Unicode they have defined it. So compared to ASCII, Unicode having high performance. So here carefully observe. Character data type can related to ASCII related. Nchar is related to Unicode related data type. So compared to character, Nchar is very high performance it will show for us. Okay, so that is the difference between this and that. Next, varchar. It is also one of the data type, but before 2000 characters it can support to store in this data type. But varchar 2 can support 4000 of bytes. Okay, it is a increased memory. If you want to store a big strings, if you want to store a big string of data, big strings of data, for that we can use the 4000 bytes. Then varchar 2 we can use. Varchar is also same. It is a version different. Varchar 2 you can also use varchar, but it is suggested to use varchar 2 because of varchar is a old version, varchar 2 is new version. But new version can support varchar also. If you create the table header, if you create the table header by using varchar, internally it will convert to the varchar 2 only. Okay. So nchar 2 is also same. It is also pretty heavy, 4000 bytes it can support, but it is related to Unicode characters, Unicode strings. Okay, not ASCII type. ASCII, Unicode, both are same IT related standards, but ASCII is a old version, Unicode is a new version. ASCII is represent only uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and 0 to 9 numbers. So Unicode can represent different types of mathematical symbols also. So compared to ASCII, Unicode is showing highest performance, no? Heavy performance. So that's why now the industries are recommending. The industries are recommending Unicode characters. So that's why these many data types they have introduced. Actually, according to our syllabus, data types concept is not there. But without understanding data types concept, we can't create any tables. We can't create any table columns. So that's why data types is also very, very important. So while inserting the data, that related data types, we must have to use in the column header. Then only the column header can give the permission to store that related values. Next, Oracle numeric data types. How many types of data types we have? Text data types, numeric data types, date and time data types, LOB data types. So till now we have completed about the text data types. Now the next concept is what? Numeric data types. The next option is numeric data type. Now let us understand about the numeric data types. So in the numeric data types, number we are using. Float is also we can use. Binary float, binary double. Just simply observe here. Here I have given the descriptions about the data types. Number data type, it contains precision P and scale S. The precision P can be ranged from the 1 to 38 and S scale S means this one can range from the -84 to 127. So that is the given range. Given range. Float is also same. After floating point, it can support it is a subtype of number data type, and float is also subtype of number data type. This float data type is also invented with the help of number data type. So that's why these related options, number related functionality is derived with float data type. It is a super type like your father. It is a child type like you. Okay. So your father properties also you are taking now. So that's why number related options, number related properties, number related functionalities, it can derived by the float data type. But here, along with that number related functionality, float data type having the extra functionality. What is that? Precision. Precision is not float data type. What purpose we can use? It is a floating point value. It is a floating point value. Carefully observe. Number means 100. Okay? Number means 100. If you define, for example, number 5 comma 2. If I given like this, while creating the table header, carefully observe salary. This is salary column. So this is salary is the attribute, number is the data type. Here the range I have given 5 is the range. 5 numbers I want to store in this salary attribute. 5 size number I want to store in this salary attribute. Then what is 2 here? 2 is nothing but it is a precision. It can indicate precision. For example, now the number 5 digits now 1 lakh. 1 lakh is salary. 2 means here I need to put one point session after 2 decimals. Before 2 decimals, from last to starting point, from last 2 decimals I can ignore and keep the precision point here, scale point. 2 levels I am decreasing here. So nothing but my salary is right now 1000 rupees. Okay. So 5 this 2 is the precision. Got it? So like that we can use. Float is also same. So salary, float, precision I maintain. That means it is while creating the table I just have to use it like this. So this means precision means 5. Okay, precision means 5. So salary is what? For example, 10 lakhs. In that, this one 5 precision's length it can support. Okay, so that is floating point session, floating point data type. Binary float, it is used to binary precision 32-bit. It requires 5 bytes including length byte. So actually these all are not using at anywhere, but these are the main data types. Binary float, binary double means Binary means it can support only, while storing the images, while storing the pictures, internally it can convert into the binary format. Binary float, binary double. Okay, if it is a 32-bit operating system, it can maintain the binary float. If it is a 64-bit, then it can maintain the binary double. Okay. Next, date and time data types. Date, timestamp. Oracle related date and time data types. It is used to store a valid date and time format with a fixed length. Its range varies from January 1, 47 1 to BC to December 31st 9999 AD. Okay. So the date range is this one. Timestamp is nothing but it is used to store the valid date in year, month, DD with time. So this is used to date and time. This data type is used to create a date and time format. Next, Oracle large object data types. LOB data types are nothing but large object data types. Large object data types. What are they? Blob, B file, CLOB, NCLOB, RAW, long RAW. These all are Oracle related large object data types, LOB data types. Blob is nothing but it is used to specify unstructured binary data. Unstructured binary data, nothing but unstructured binary data is nothing but pictures, photos. So if you want to store any image, carefully observe flowers. So this is one binary object. So now I want to store in my database. I want to store this flower picture, this flower pic, store into my database. So this is internally it has converted into a blob object, binary large object data. Binary large object data. BLOB means binary large object. Okay. So pictures are binary large objects and movies also same. B file, it is also same. Binary data in external file. Its range goes up to 2 power 32 minus 1. Okay. So these all are also binary level objects. CLOB means character data. For example, now I want to store a big string. Now I want to store a big length of string. Carefully observe, string is nothing but it is a group of characters now. Like that, now I want to select this text. So this much text. So nothing but here this paragraph we have now. This paragraph is nothing but it is a big length of string now, big length of character data. Big length of character data. How I need to store this big length of character data into my database? By using CLOB. CLOB. Okay. NCLOB is also same, but it is related to Unicode characters. Before I told you now, just now in this session, before I told you what is what is normal, what is NCLOB. Before I told you now, character data type and uncharacter data type. Character data type is related to ASCII. Okay, ASCII related standard. But N character is related to Unicode character. So like that, Unicode standard. But here also same. CLOB and CLOB is also same. CLOB is related to ASCII. ASCII standard. NCLOB is related to Unicode standard. Compared to CLOB, NCLOB will show high performance. So it is better to use this one. While practicing in the lab, CLOB is enough, but in real time, NCLOB is also very, very, very important to store our actual data. RAW is also one of the data type. It is used to specify variable length raw binary data. Raw binary data. Its range is up to 2000 bytes per row. For example, now I want to store a record of data, a variable length of record data. So in a record, how many columns we have? As many columns we have to maintain. So that is also internally it can use raw data types. Raw data types. For example, now I am opening one Excel. Just treat it. You can treat like a database object. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 columns data we have. So this 9 columns data, this record, complete data it is storing into the database architecture, na? Database structure. Na? So this complete structure it is maintaining by the raw data type. Okay. It is used to specify variable length raw binary data. Its range is up to 2000 bytes per row. Got it? Per row. So in my record, in my database, this is one row. So the complete row of data, nothing but complete record data, it is maintaining by the raw data type. Long raw is also same. Up to 2 GB it can support. Okay. So nothing but these many columns, as many columns if you want to store in a single object, then we can use the long raw data type. So in Oracle database, these many data types are available. Okay. These many data types are available. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss about the types of operators. Okay. Now I am going to ending this session. Thank you very much guys.